What's up, scholars and scientists of the Force and will of the Force itself, and welcome back to the archives that our channel provides. Recently on the channel, I did a video covering the entire structure, military, and the history of the Eternal Empire that carved a path of destruction, dethroning the hold of the galaxy out of both the Jedi and the Sith hands. In that video, I stated that I am attempting to not make such long videos in order for the audience that do not have so much time to study in depth about Star Wars, or simply are not a lore-centric nerd like I am, are still able to entertain themselves and immerse themselves in sci-fi knowledge without it taking 2.5 hours, as many videos in the future will do. As I stated, I would be making two parts of this Eternal Empire compilation of their military, society, culture, religion, very similar to the Mandalorian video I have done previously. So I say this, acolytes, before we begin, I implore you, strike down the subscribe button and ascend to the rank of master upon this channel. Please, it is your destiny. Now, let's pick up where we left off in the raiding of the Gilded Star. Sometime after the event that will become to known as the Battle of the Hyperwave Relay Station, Gaunt Reno, who was a former associate of the Grand Champion of the Great Hunt, approached the Commander, also known as the Outlander, the protagonist of the Old Republic game during this time, with a proposition to raid the Gilded Star, an Eternal Empire treasury ship hiding in the atmosphere of the gas giant Vandin in Star Wars Galaxy. The Commander agreed to this plan and scheme and accompanied Gaunt to Vandin along with Lana Beniko, Theron, Shan, Senya Tyrell, and Scorpio. Senya Tyrell was the mother of Valen, Arkan, and Thexan, and the brief wife and partner of Emperor Valkorion, the immortal Emperor of Zakuul, who was currently in his Valkorion form dead. But the man who hosted his body, Vitiate, was very much still alive. Arriving on the gas giant's Tibanna mining platform, Galt took the Commander to look for the hiding container Dretcher, an Animoid's identity slicer. Immediately recognizing Galt as Tyrese Lakai, Dretcher activated his battle droids and tried to kill the Devaronian. However, Galt and the Commander easily destroyed and decimated the droids, and though Dretcher's container boasted reinforced armor, Galt threatened to shake him to death with a sonic amplifier if the need arose. Dretcher had no choice but to let the Devaronian inside and agreed to do his job in exchange for finally getting Tyrese off his back. Galt and the Commander then attended the meeting with the Brecken gang and its captain, Kenric Frost. Asking to inspect the missile, Galt announced his refusal to pay for it. After the Niktos raised their arms, activated the warhead, the Nikto ran away, attempting to flee the blast radius, but Galt was unable to stop the countdown, which reached 0. However, his Twi'lek partner, going by the name and aliases of Vete, was revealed to be hidden inside the missile, having already removed the warhead beforehand the event. Galt then assembled an entire team at their hideout and laid out his entire plan and scheme to infiltrate the ship. Dretcher would then supply the identity of High Justice Valen for her mother, Senya Tyrell, who provided a genetic match and required character knowledge, and who would take Scorpio aboard as her attack droid. They would access the bridge and deactivate security protocols, allowing Vete, Galt, and the Commander to get on board and place the warhead inside the vault and destroy the ship. When the Gilded Star came up for its annual resupply, the Alliance team moved into position. Dretcher's holographic disguise enabled worked, allowing Senya Tyrell to get on board under identifier of her daughter. From the bridge, Scorpio opened the way to the vault for Galt and the Alliance Commander and the Outlander, while Veta used her sneaking skills to disable the vault's security mechanisms. Once inside the vault, Galt planted the missile warhead, which upon detonation vaporized its entire content of precious metals and jewels, while leaving everything outside the vault safe and intact. The vault's entire content of precious metals, jewels, artifacts was then pumped into the tanker piloted by Lana Beniko, Theron Shan, while Scorpio and Senya soon joined them. Galt, Vete, the Commander, encountered some difficulties when the only escape route available to them was to take the Skyhawk down the way they came, an incredibly hazardous jump. But their path was blocked by the real Valen, an extremely powerful Force-sensitive being who was second only to Emperor Arcan in the Eternal Empire, who arrived with an inspection force, determined to avoid confronting her and her immense, nigh unstoppable power. Galt suggested going outside on the ship's hull, where he received a call from Hilo Viz. His old partner positioned her shuttle next to the hull of the Gilded Star, so that Galt, Veta, and the Alliance commander Outlander could jump it off it directly onto her vessel, boarding it, while the rest of their team left on board Beniko's tanker. Returning to Odessen, Galt and Veta expressed their desire to join the Eternal Alliance, but the celebration was interrupted by the incursion and return of Arik Jorgen and Kalo Dinjanis, who managed to escape the immortal Emperor's planet of Zakul with a database on the Gemini droids, although losing the rest of Havoc Squad in the process of this. Hoping to salvage the fiasco, Beniko ordered Scorpio to analyze the data archives in an attempt to get rid of the Eternal Empire once and for all. The collapse of the Empire came swiftly after. By the end of the war with the Alliance, Emperor Arcan, who had taken up his father's spot Valkorion as the new emperor, had been dethroned. Empress Valen, who succeeded her brother, was killed, and Valkorion was destroyed, with using the power of a powerful, nigh unstoppable holocron, all due in part to the actions of the incredibly powerful being known as the Outlander. When Empress Valen was killed, no successor to the throne was present, as all three children of the Eternal Emperor and Immortal Emperor of Zakul, Valkorion, also known as Vitiate and Tenebrae, were either dead or had converted themselves over or surrendered, allowing the Outlander to take control and topple the Eternal Empire. The Eternal Empire was then later dissolved, with some of its holdings acquired by the Alliance, which would reform into a full-fledged government known as the Eternal Alliance afterwards. The ruler of the Eternal Empire, as the name suggested, held the title and monologue of Emperor, or if the ruler was female, like Valen, Empress, and the overall government system is an absolute monarchy. The head of the government and military was the High Justice. The High Justice also, apparently, according to text and law, was the second in command of the Empire, and had unlimited power when Valen held rank under Arcan's leadership. The vast military that the Eternal Empire commanded, said to be grander and more vast than any military in all of galactic history, was composed primarily and majorly of the Sky Trooper legions and the Knights of Zakul, Force-sensitive knights that guarded the Emperor Empress. It did possess biologists, found mainly on the Star Fortresses, and other humans as officers and generals, going by the name of Koth Van Tenar. Personnel known in the Eternal Empire's vast military included Eternal Empire troopers and their vast variations. During Eternal Empress Valen's reign, the Horizon Guard was formed to serve her directly as her emissaries, and to surpass the mediocre Knights of Zakul, who had failed to defend her brother during the Battle of Odessen. The head of the Eternal Empire's military was known in ranks as the High Justice. Zakulians in society were generally raised in the comfort and safety of the overarching technology marvel known as the Spire, something that would make the Rakata jealous, and led easy lives of intellectual and creative pursuits. Despite this comfort, some occasionally felt compelled to seek out less high-minded excitement and enjoyment. The old world, the remnants of Valkorion, also known as Vitiate's first attempt at a grand, overarching galactic powerhouse city, offered one opportunity for citizens of the Spire to indulge their needs for exhilaration. Many Zakulians had paid at least one visit to cheer up the gladiator pits or sample the red light district. Countless more simply ventured down to tour the seedy streets and the thrill of the distasteful and the taboo of that world. Well, my friends, I hope you have enjoyed the second part and final part of the Eternal Empire breakdown. I really enjoy making these videos covering the Emperors and Empires. I will certainly be making videos on each of the characters I have talked about: Valen, Arcan, Valkorion, and Thexan. Videos and personal for them are coming soon. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know if you want me to explore to immerse yourself in the vast lore surrounding other ethereal, dark side or light side empires, and I shall gladly produce videos by the mass production about these immensely vast empires that have reigned a tyrannical regime across the Star Wars galaxy as a whole. Well, my friends, I hope that you're enjoying this lore compilation, and that I'm trying to make my videos shorter for beings and entities in the real world who do not have the time to immerse themselves in the complete breakdown of Star Wars lore. Be sure to strike down the subscribe button and ascend to the rank of Master. Goodbye, acolytes and students, and I'll see you in a galaxy far, far away.